Your 20s define your personal and professional life more than any other decade in your life. Even if you are out of college, there are still a lot of things for you to learn in your 20s before you will be able to function as a happy adult. Thus, if you have dreams of becoming rich, your 20s is the best time to acquire the necessary soft skills you need. In this video, I will share with you 13 skills you should have in your 20s if you want to be rich. 1. Interpersonal skill. In your 20s, you're probably looking to build your career, either in college or through apprenticeship. For you to advance in any field, you ought to possess strong interpersonal skills, otherwise known as people skills. No matter how talented, intelligent, or hardworking you are, if you lack the ability to communicate and connect with other people properly, you might not go far in life. As a young person who had the ambition to be wealthy, there's a need for you to learn how to relate with people properly. 2. Financial literacy. The tendency to spend recklessly is high for individuals in their 20s, and it is also easier to form good money habits during that period too. You don't have to wait to have significant responsibilities to learn about budget, taxes, assets, liabilities, and investments. Learning about money and how it works is a necessity in your 20s if you hope to be rich. According to Robert Kiyosaki, financial literacy is not taught in schools. It is only those who are willing to work and dedicate their time that change their thinking and become financially independent. 3. Time management. Certain times you may wonder how come everyone has the same 168 hours in a week, yet some people get more jobs done than others. Well, the answer is in time management. However, Stephen R. Covey wrote in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the key is not spending time, but in investing it. Time management goes beyond just spending time to work. It is a broad skill that entails prioritization, goal-getting, communication, organization, delegation, stress management, and the 5-minute rule. If you want to be rich, then you must start learning these skills from your 20s. 4. Earning ability. If you are in your 20s and you have a savings, thumbs up to you, because not many individuals in their 20s have a savings account. But as much as saving is a fantastic habit and is needful in building wealth, it cannot make you wealthy. If you desire to be prosperous in the future, then you must pay attention to your earning potential. Luckily, the 20s is the best time to maximize your ability to earn, in that in this age you possess a higher degree of energy and enthusiasm. 5. Emotional intelligence. When a person is in his or her early 20s, the prefrontal cortex of the brain is well developed. Thus, the individual may not be able to make sound emotional-based decisions. Although, just like intelligence, emotional intelligence may vary from person to person, irrespective of age. However, emotional intelligence is a skill and anyone can learn it. According to research, the performance, happiness, and success of individuals are not based only on knowledge, as assumed before. Instead, it is the ability to properly manage your emotions and that of others that determines your lifelong success and accomplishments. Thus, emotional intelligence should be learned by any young person who has dreams of becoming rich. 6. Goal setting. Have you ever attempted to drink water directly from a running tap without cupping your hands? Well, while you may be able to drink some quantity of water, you will not drink to satisfaction because of the discomfort you will experience. When you think of drinking the water as your goal, you will realize that having a goal is not enough. A lot of young people are ambitious with big dreams and aspirations, yet not many of them have plans as regards accomplishing those goals. They go directly to the tap without a container and pass through so much stress to get only a little or no water. If you want to be among the few young dreamers who will become eventually affluent, you should learn how to make plans towards achieving your long-term goals from your 20s. 7. Discipline. Researchers have said that it takes 21 days to form a new habit. If it is so easy to learn something new, why then do we find it difficult to let go of bad habits? The answer is that many people possess this one bad habit that hinders the development of every other good practice: lack of discipline. It is impossible to master anything in life if you are not a disciplined fellow. Little wonder why self-help author Brian Tracy remarked, "All successful men and women are highly disciplined in the important work that they do. All unsuccessful men and women are undisciplined and unable to control their behaviors and their appetites." If you aspire to be wealthy and successful, you must learn to discipline yourself so you can break free from bad habits at a young age. 8. Self-motivation. Self-motivation is your ability to keep going even when nobody is pushing you. When you develop yourself to be highly motivated, you will find that you can carry out a task or plan based on your will. Self-motivation is also a critical skill for getting employed. Many employers prefer to work with individuals who can self-start and carry out their duties with little or no supervision. Thus, as a young person in your 20s, you need to acquire this skill if you want to be successful in your career and life in general. 9. Reading. When asked how Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, learned to build rockets, he responded, "I read books." Or in the words of Walt Disney, there is more treasure in a book than in all the pirate loots of Treasure Island. Many wealthy and successful individuals today have attested to the fact that reading books was the basis of their success. And even as successful as they are and busy as their day go, they still find time to read books. There is so much information available for free today, but many individuals, especially those in their 20s, refuse to utilize it. Thus, Warren Buffett, on his Keys to Success, said, "Read 500 pages every day. That's how knowledge works." 10. Delayed gratification. When you get a piece of cake, what do you eat first, the cake itself or its icing? The ability to delay gratification is a skill that must be acquired and employed on your journey to amassing wealth. If you do not learn this skill, then you may not be able to accumulate wealth. Delaying gratification is integral to wealth because no one gets rich whose expenses exceeds their resources. And the only way to keep your desires in check is to delay gratification. Studies have shown that individuals who eat the icing first before the cake itself most probably cannot delay gratification. If you want to be rich, you should learn to focus on long-term returns as early as in your 20s. 11. Negotiation. Many young individuals have a rigid competitive mindset. While this mentality can be a booster to them, it is a massive limitation because life is truly about interdependence and not independence. How do you feel when you coerce someone into doing what you want, even though it places them in a disadvantaged position? You feel like a smart negotiator, right? You are wrong. Negotiation is not about getting something at the expense of someone. A good negotiator is someone who creates methods to arrive at a win-win solution. If you want to be wealthy and successful as an entrepreneur, you must develop negotiation skills in your 20s. 12. Failing forward. John Maxwell in his book Failing Forward said, "If you're not failing, you're probably not moving forward." In grade school, high school, and even college, grades and prizes seem to help individuals measure their performance. But in the real world, the way to measure your success is your ability to fail and fail forward. In your 20s, you must learn to fail in the right direction. You should be able to make mistakes without sulking or calling yourself a failure. Instead, your attitude towards your errors should be learning to do better. 13. Adaptability. British author Stephen Hawking defines intelligence as the ability to adapt to changes. Adaptability is your ability to survive and thrive amid changes. If you ever dream of being rich, then you must learn early enough that novelties are a vital part of life and that there are some changes beyond your control. You only need to adapt. How do you cope when you move into a new environment? How do you continue to work in a place when your understanding boss steps down for a dictator? How do you survive the harsh economic crisis and pandemics? How do you keep up with a task when obstacles arise? In your 20s, these and many more how thoughts are what you should learn to think on when changes occur. Thinking about how expands your creative mind and enables you to find solutions that will make you stand out as a success amongst the many who give up. Learning these skills does not mean that you won't make mistakes. However, making mistakes is not out of place as long as you learn from them.